situations. But when I think about the Browns are in a cap situation. They're paying quarterbacks that, ain't really playing good. And let's just keep it real. Deshaun Watson didn't plan out because of the stuff that he, that he did or possibly didn't do. I don't really know. That's none of my business. But they're paying him a lot of money, right? Jameis Winston is also on their team. They don't have a lot of money. So to help out with their cap situation, why not trade one of their young corners? And his name is Greg Newsome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying this man's going to be a shutdown corner. I'm not saying he's going to be on the level of a Sauce. But at the end of the day, we don't want to see Gilmore in our cornerback room. At the end of the day, Byron Murphy is probably going to leave. And in my honest opinion, Byron Murphy Jr., right? I think Byron Murphy needs to get that bag. And if the Minnesota Vikings ain't trying to pay him the bag, do what you got to do. I hope the best for him. You know what I'm saying? But this could work out. You only giving up a 5th-round pick. I know we don't got that many picks, but one of those picks, we're possibly going to use it on a corner anyway. So if you have a corner that has a lot of potential to be pretty darn good, and like they said in this article, versatile, you know what I mean? Why not? So let's talk about him. Before I even read the article, let's talk about this guy. Greg Newsome II, right? First and foremost, when you come to the mighty Minnesota Vikings, right? When you come to the purple and gold on defense, your game starts to elevate because we have one of the best defensive coordinators in the whole NFL. And I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to talk that talk about it, y'all. I'm going to talk that talk about it for real.
That talk.
So Brian Flores is going to get this guy going, right? He's only 24 years old. He's 6'1", 192 pounds, was the 26th pick overall in the 2021 NFL draft by the Browns, right? Super talented, can play outside corner, slot corner. Let me say this right now. He prefers to play outside corner. If we have to put him in the slot, inside corner, so be it. But I know for a fact he likes to play on the outside. So keep that man on the outside. He's really good on the outside. 2024 was a down season. 2023 is the season that I think he could replicate or actually be even better. You know what I mean? All right, so let's talk about 2023, right? He had 14 passes defended. He had 49 tackles, y'all. He's a good tackler, and he also had 4 tackles for loss. So this man, when it comes down to it, I'm talking about the 2023 season. I ain't talking about 2024. I'm talking about 2023. He was a monster, bro, on the outside. He was a monster on the outside. So why not get a guy that's young with potential to be pretty darn good? You know what I mean? He had a pick 6 for 34-yard touchdown run against the Ravens in 2023. And like I said, he is versatile. And yes, he did have a down season. I'm repeating myself, but I want y'all to understand. I understand because I know people are going to be like, well, he wasn't good in 2024. I know this, y'all. I already know, bro. But it's not what you did in the past, kind of, even though I kind of am talking about the past in 2023. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like I said, once you come to our team, things get a lot better on the defensive side of the ball. Every player, in my opinion, besides Lewis Seen, you know what I mean? We ain't going to get into that. He got an injury. I ain't going to hate on the brother. I hope the best for the brother. It seems like a lot of players stepped their game up. And even Gilmore has some moments, bro. Gilmore has some moments that were actually pretty good throughout the season. Not the last 2 games of the season, but throughout the regular season and all that, he was pretty good. He was solid. You know what I mean? So let me know how you feel about Greg Newsome II. And I'm really curious on your opinion because we would have to give up a 5th-round pick. I would do that in a heartbeat. So this is what they're saying in this article. Look like it's written by Max Dibble. So shout out to you. So the Minnesota Vikings are in a strong position to buy ahead of the NFL trade deadline, and the secondary is one of the logical places to target. This is what he's saying. He's saying that Matt and Garberto of Sports Illustrated authored a trade pitch on Wednesday, October 30th, in which the Vikings ship a 5th-round pick to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for former first-round corner Greg Newsome II. The Vikings' stout defense was a big reason why the team jumped out to a 5-0 start before losing the past 2 games. Well, we talking about, we ain't talking about the L's, bro. Keep the positivity in the chat, man. Keep the positivity in the article. But Brian Flores' defense is allowing 263.3 passing yards per game, bro. That is absolutely terrible. And you want to know why? Because we do blitz a lot. And we blitz a lot, y'all. We blitz a lot to get to the opposing quarterback. And this is why I want that defensive tackle in this draft. Kenneth Grant come to the Minnesota Vikings. And any defensive tackle, I'd be happy as long as he can not just stop the run. I want a defensive tackle that can get after the quarterback. You know what I mean? Demand a double team. But it's not about the defensive tackle position right now. Let's get back to the cornerback position. So we're allowing 263.3 passing yards per game. One of the downsides of a blitz-heavy team. The 2 SI reporters wrote, perhaps the Browns are ready to break up their talented secondary amid a losing season and salary cap issues. Newsome, a 2021 first-round pick, which I already said, can play on the inside and outside, which I already said. He would help improve Minnesota's pass defense, which will allow Flores to continue being aggressive play caller. So I agree with what they're saying. Yeah, I agree. What else did they write? In this article? They talking about so this is what they're saying. Namely, cornerback is the 4th year of his rookie contract, and Cleveland has already exercised its 5th year option on the deal, which pays Newsome $13.4 million in 2025 to keep him around beyond free agency, which Newsome will hit in March of 2026. Cleveland will either need to extend him on a long-term contract or utilize the valuable franchise tag a little over a year from now to keep him under contract. That might make sense given that star cornerback Denzel Ward, which he nice. I love Denzel Ward. He is really good. I like him. Suffered yet another concussion, so he got concussion issues. Dang, what's up with all the players and concussion issues? And I'm going to get to the comments shortly. What's going on? Is it the helmets, bro? Why does it seem like a lot of these players are getting concussed, bro? Is it just me? Am I overthinking it, y'all? However, if Ward continues to play alongside fellow defensive back Martin Emerson Jr., which he has been adamant that he will, then Newsome is a luxury that the Browns may simply be unable to afford in 2025 and beyond. So, yeah, I mean, why not go for a young cornerback the caliber of Greg Newsome? Yes, he has some flaws, but at the end of the day, I think Brian Flores is a genius when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, and Brian Flores will put him in the right positions to be successful. Now, let's get to the next corner that I want to talk about. I have to get to the next corner because at the end of the day, we shout out to my bull Mike, reports the Vikings are not tagging Darnold. Also, we're not tagging Darnold. I'm about to get to this guy. Man, look, you already beat me to it. Let's talk about it. Let's actually talk about the guy that you just named. And I feel like we should. Vikings predicted, you know what I mean, to sign $46 million Super Bowl champion in free agency. Now, let's really talk about it. Written by Josh Buckhalter, I believe. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get right to it. All right, so the Minnesota Vikings proved they could adjust when faced with adversity. Last season, shuffling the deck at cornerback before campaign began, facing similar uncertainty. This offseason, the Minnesota Vikings could fill a need with Charvarius Ward in free agency. Talk that talk, y'all. This guy I would absolutely love to get. I think he's worth the money. I think he's a very good corner. And I think he'll be perfect in the purple and gold. He can be our number one corner, hands down, right? Ward, who turns 29 in May, spent the past 3 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers. He earned Pro Bowl honors in 2023, leading the league with 23 pass deflections and had 5 interceptions. Ward also won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs after the 2019 season. So he's definitely a dog. I'm going to tell you right now, he's a champion. Man, all he do is win, no matter what. You feel me? So if we could get a cornerback of his caliber and trade for him or sign him, I would love it. He also is saying the Vikings will likely lose both of their outside cornerbacks, Byron Murphy Jr. and Stephon Gilmore, in free agency. Ward makes for a good replacement, ESPN Aaron wrote on February 28th. He's solid in both man and zone coverage, and the 49ers played more zone this past season, while the Vikings play a lot of zone behind Brian Flores' blitz packages. Charvarius Ward prevents they're showing a highlight right here. But I wouldn't mind getting him. Ward had a below average coverage in 12 games in 2024. Another, you know what I mean? You with a team that didn't really ball out like that. In 2024 with only 7 passes defended. But in 2023, it's crazy because I'm talking about Greg Newsome. In 2023, had a good year. Same with Charvarius Ward. Ward had an outstanding season in 2023 as well. In 2023, he ranked 26 in coverage, led the NFL with 23 passes defense, and had 5 interceptions. So these are the 2 cornerbacks, you know what I mean, that I would love to try to look. It's rumored to come to the Vikings, but I think we should look into it, bro. There are a couple more seasons prime performance left for him, in my opinion. I believe that as well. And him being with Brian Flores, I'm telling you, I know I might be sounding like I'm overrating Brian Flores and his coaching ability, but I don't think I am. If you're a Minnesota Viking fan, since he's been the defensive coordinator, our defense been night and day, bro. Our defense has been so good, and it's been fun to watch. Yes, we give up a lot of passing yards, but this is why we need to get a corner. This is why we need to get a DT. This is why we need to have our front 4 be able to get after the quarterback without having to blitz, meaning our secondary, you know what I mean, could possibly be a little bit better if we can get to the quarterback and they rush the throws in there. There's a couple more turnovers, a couple more INTs, you know what I mean? A couple more passes defended, you feel me? A couple of passes that are batted down at the line of scrimmage because we have them dogs on the front 4 or front 3. All right, so they say Ward heads to free agency off a 3-year, $40.5 million contract with the 49ers and has earned $46 million in his career. I don't want to hear all that. But yeah, so that's Ward and that's Greg Newsome II. Please leave in the comments below and tell me how you feel about both of them. Would you want both? Or would you just want one or the other? But I really want to hear what people say about Greg Newsome II. Do you think he has the potential to be really good? I think he actually has potential to be pretty darn good. And another thing I want to say in the cornerback room for the Minnesota Vikings is that guy, Mekhi Blackmon. I think Mekhi Blackmon is coming back from that ACL injury last season. I think Mekhi Blackmon is going to be pretty darn good. But we got to get our secondary together. And we have to. You know what I mean? We have to make sure the trenches are good, but at the same time, we still got to worry about our secondary. We really do. When it comes to the safety positions, when you talk about Harrison Smith, is he going to retire? Is he going to go to another team? What are we going to do? What are we going to do with Harrison Smith? What are we doing with our safeties, man? For real. So y'all please leave in the comments below. Let me know how y'all feel. And we on to the next segment, y'all.